Cozy gaming is going downhill and I think we need to talk about it. I'm so tired and I'm so sad to see this community slowly get poisoned. I'm sitting here in my cozy corner surrounded by all the things that are supposed to make me feel safe, but sometimes I truly feel like I'm mourning a hobby that used to be my sanctuary. For a really long time, this community was one of the few places on the internet where you didn't have to look over your shoulder. We didn't have to worry about being judged by others in the community, hidden toxicity, or people trying to exploit cozy gamers for a quick paycheck. But lately, every time I go on Steam to find new games to talk about on the channel, I feel like I'm walking through a minefield. The cozy tag is being treated like a gold mine for people who couldn't actually care less about cozy games. I'm seeing a flood of AI slop, or it turns out a game I was so excited to try out has bot boosted reviews, or developers who think they can just copy the same exact game that already exists without adding anything new at all and expect people to buy it. Even worse, I'm seeing people who are supposed to be kind of the faces of this community turning on each other and publicly arguing over a single comment.
And I'm not surprised he'll get his karma. Oh, he definitely. I already made sure.
Like, if I was completely new to cozy gaming and just typed cozy games on the search bar, this person would come up for sure, when it turns out there's nothing cozy about their channel at all and it's all a facade. It's so exhausting to watch a space built on kindness and cozy vibes turn into a place for drama and greed. So yeah, today I'm not here to show you the cute new cozy games. That will be in a few days for April's upcoming cozy releases, but today I'm here because I want my hobby back. I want cozy gaming to feel like a safe community again. I want to talk about how we started rewarding the loudest, fakest projects while the games with actual souls are being buried alive. We need to stop pretending everything is fine just because the colors are pretty. We need to talk about the poison in the well. Every single day I open up Steam and I start digging through the upcoming and new releases. I love finding these cozy, handcrafted experiences that feel like a warm hug, and I love sharing them and yapping about them. Some people asked me how I'm so consistent with this channel even though I don't earn even a single penny from it, and this is the whole reason. I just love it. I want to be the person to tell you about that one tiny indie project that will become your new obsession, or that will make you feel seen and understood. And I want to support the dreamers, the developers. But now that whole process feels like I'm investigating a crime scene. I feel like a detective. Sometimes I spend hours looking at screenshots and trailers or googling a game company because I'm trying to figure out if the game used AI art or if it's a billion-dollar company disguising themselves as an indie studio to get more sales. The market is being flooded more and more with what I want to call synthetic filler. These are projects that have no soul and that are designed by people who saw a TikTok trend and realized they could use all the aesthetic keywords to farm wishlists. They use AI for promotional art that looks normal from a distance, but the moment you look closer, the logic falls apart. It's starting to make me feel mentally exhausted before I even start filming my videos. And I feel like I'm seeing more of this soulless clutter in the cozy space than in any other genre. Why is that? Is it because these exploiters think cozy gamers are easy targets? Because they think this community is so obsessed with vibes and soft colors that we won't notice everything else wrong with their games? As long as the cat is cute and the lighting is orange, and as long as they pay a few content creators to praise it, people will buy it without asking questions. And in my opinion, the worst part in all of this is that this poison is drowning out the people who actually care, the people who are actually trying. There are developers out there who have spent 5 years of their lives agonizing over the color of a pixel or the sound of a footstep in the grass, and it breaks my heart when those people are being buried by a low-effort project. When I look at upcoming games to note them down for my videos, I see 3 hollow games for every one actually lovingly made project. It makes me wonder how we can let this happen to our favorite hobby if we don't start being louder about the quality quality we expect, these greedy companies will keep making low-quality games like this. I'm so afraid that the soul of cozy gaming is going to be completely replaced by a corporate algorithm that knows exactly which shade of pink makes you click buy, but has no idea how to actually make you feel something real. Let's look at Hartopia. This game was marketed as the new coziest social life sim. I personally didn't even include it in my January's cozy releases video because something felt off, but I didn't know what. It just felt cheap and soulless. Though after seeing everyone being hooked on it, I knew I had to give it a shot to see what all the hype is about. And I played it for 30 hours. I don't even know why. I truly wish I could take back all the time I spent on this game. Yes, it has all the cute colors and the avatars, but the cracks started showing early. There was a massive, and I mean massive, reliance on AI for their marketing and their art. When you outsource the creative soul of your game to a machine, you lose the ability to catch mistakes. You lose the human eye. A human artist makes choices. They understand context. They understand culture. And they understand empathy. For anyone who missed the disaster, there was a quest in the game where a black NPC takes a magical mushroom and starts acting like a monkey and making monkey noises. When people started pointing out how disgustingly racist this was, their response literally was, "We're sorry you were offended." They're directly blaming the players for feeling that way. What? And the craziest thing about this to me is that they literally had to design a whole new animation for this, get all the sounds, put it in the game and test it and run it through multiple people. It definitely wasn't just an unfortunate mistake. It was offensive, and it makes me think the whole quest was written by AI and people approving to put this into the game actually couldn't care less about the game. Like, I just can't comprehend how anyone in their right mind would think this was okay. It's a direct hit to the safe environments they're claiming to have in the game. Maybe I shouldn't be so shocked though. Of course, this is what happens when a game company values speed and saving money over humanity. You end up with blatant racism. If you don't have a passionate team from different backgrounds actually designing your quest line, you end up with a product that makes a very large portion of your player base rightfully feel unwelcome and mocked. You cannot call a game like this cozy. Coziness should be a promise to the player that they're in a space that was built with care. Hartopia broke that promise very, very fast. We as the players need to be more careful in what we play and stop giving these projects a pass. I fell into the hype, but I should have just listened to my gut feeling. Lesson learned, I guess. Then we have Starend Island. This one feels like a different kind of betrayal because it targets our sense of wonder. We all love Ghibli aesthetic in the cozy gamer community. It's the dreamiest aesthetic for, I guess I can safely assume, 99% of us. Starend Island leaned into that aesthetic so hard, and I was literally counting down the days for its release. It looked like a Ghibli dream come true. But then the curtain was pulled back. Shortly after the game launched, we started seeing lots of fake bot reviews coming from accounts with identical activity. Suddenly, this wholesome quote-unquote indie project was being boosted by a flood of suspicious positive reviews that didn't make any sense. And when asked about it, the company said their games were being targeted by this positive review bot attack. There's also the fact that they've marketed themselves as this wholesome indie project when they literally have a multi-billion-dollar company behind them. Let me just read you this stream review that perfectly points out everything wrong with this whole game. Don't let the cozy art style fool you. Starend Island is a corporate product masquerading as a small indie project. The developer Seed Sparkle Lab presents itself as a new, small team. However, documentation links them directly to the massive conglomerate CSUN/Kingsoft. They've rebranded multiple times specifically to distance themselves from their corporate parents and exploit the support indie devs sentiment on Steam. On launch day, the game was flooded with hundreds of suspicious AI-generated positive reviews. The developer's defense that this was a hater attack is logically absurd. Nobody spends thousands of dollars to buy a game hundreds of times just to give it a very positive score. It was a clear attempt to game the Steam algorithm. While they're selling $20 Romanticism DLCs on day one, many original Kickstarter backers are still reporting that they haven't received their keys or worse, had their active keys revoked. Furthermore, the marriage system is a total shell. NPCs just move in as glorified roommates with no family or legacy depth. The game is fundamentally hollow. Despite the pretty exterior, the NPCs have zero personality and the male characters are essentially clones of one another. Most concerning is the unannounced anti-cheat/monitoring software included in a single-player game. Despite claims of removal, the EULA still permits the collection of your running tasks and hardware data. They're watching what you do and they aren't being honest about it. This is a manipulation of trust. These people don't care if you actually enjoy the game. They just want your money and your engagement metrics so they can claim the charts and bury real, honest games. Just think about what that does to the ecosystem. Steam's whole algorithm is built on momentum. When a game gets a burst of positive reviews, the system thinks it's a hit and starts showing it to everyone. By using bots, these developers are stealing the spotlight from games that actually earn their praise. Like, there's this game that just released a few days ago called Mythmatch that's honestly the best cozy game I've played so far this year, and it's currently sitting at 45 reviews when I know for a fact it deserves much more, because there's so much effort and thought that went into it by actual people that sat in front of their screens for hundreds, well actually no, thousands of hours and poured their hearts into it. These greedy companies are cutting in line. They're taking the spot that should have gone to a developer who spent 3 years building a community through honesty and hard work. People don't have unlimited amount of money and time. Most people can only choose 1 or 2 new games to check out each month. This kind of deceptive marketing is a poison. It makes me cynical, it makes you cynical. We should be able to look at a trailer and feel excited, but now we have to check the developer's history before we can do so, like a detective. Now we have to scan the review sections for bot patterns. I was really looking forward to Starend Island, and now I'm left feeling so disappointed. It is incredibly frustrating to see games like this take all the wins and get all the headlines, while most of the games made by a small studio that are way better and creative than those made with big greedy ones go underrated. Most of the gaming community is rewarding the people who lie to them and ignoring the people who are actually doing the work. And of course, I'm not blaming the players here. This is all marketing. The big greedy studio is of course able to be way louder than the small studio. That's just how it works, unfortunately. And a very high percentage of the players aren't going to check the background of the games. And of course, they shouldn't have to. They just see a game while they're scrolling. They're tired from work. They just want to spend their hard-earned money on something that will make them feel more grounded and relaxed. The aesthetics look good and cozy, and they just click buy and play it without knowing the kind of company their money is going to. Now I want to talk about the behavior within the community of cozy gaming creators. After Starend Island wasn't what many people expected it to be, there was a discussion on a well-known cozy gamer YouTuber's Discord, whom I love watching. You probably saw the whole drama if you follow cozy gaming videos, but basically some people in Josh's Discord were discussing why Miss Bubbles talked about Starend Island so positively in her review, while most people thought it was just a meh game, which, you know, there are games I like a lot and the rest of the world thinks it's horrible, or the other way around. Everyone has their opinion. Josh simply said, random reminder to always look out for this icon, especially when something is a review. That's literally it. He didn't name anyone. I don't know Josh and I literally never talked to him, by the way, but I don't think this is a shade at all. What he's saying is true. A paid review should always be taken with a grain of salt. But anyway, the next day, this so-called cozy creator goes and makes an hour-and-a-half live stream just talking about this single sentence that wasn't even directed at her, but probably every single creator ever, including Josh himself. To be honest, I watched only around maybe 10 minutes of this video, but that was enough for me.
I am disgusted by you. I'm disgusted by what you have done. I'm disgusted that I even helped you. I'm disgusted that I was honest with you. I'm disgusted that I even told you my work ethic. I'm disgusted that I saw you. I'm disgusted that I met you. I'm disgusted by you.
This is an amount of aggression that I simply cannot understand. Why start a whole drama when there is nothing going on? Why bring this incredibly negative energy into a space that is supposed to be all about coziness and good vibes? I honestly don't get it. I'm sorry, but why are you here? It reminds me of the greedy game studios just farming the cozy hype. If you feel the need to be unnecessarily toxic and dramatic, why did you choose the cozy gaming community? Sometimes it feels like some people are using the cozy label as a way to hide their personality flaws. They act calm and wholesome, but the moment the smallest thing happens, the mask slips and they start attacking people over nothing. It's so exhausting to watch a space built on kindness become a ground for this kind of behavior. Why would someone who enjoys peace and quiet spend 2 hours on a live stream talking about a single comment that wasn't even offensive? Even making this video is so stressful for me. All you'll find on my channel is cozy game recommendations, game reviews, some cozy vlogs, but my peace is being disturbed when I see a new nonsense happening every single week in my safe corner of the internet. So I thought we need to talk about it, no matter how uncomfortable it is. Like I said in the intro, if I was a new player looking for cozy gaming regs, I would definitely come across this person's channel, probably see the 2-hour dramatic video, and I would think, what the heck is going on here? Maybe this community isn't so cozy at all, and I would leave. These people are poisoning the very well they drink from. There's of course yet another layer to this poison that we don't talk about enough, and that is the cozy tax, because some developers and publishers have realized how loyal this community is. They've started overpricing mid-tier games just because they have the cozy tag. I don't care about the playtime, to be honest. I'm happy to pay $20-30 for a few hours of gameplay as long as it's actually high quality and made with care. I don't expect hundreds of hours of playtime just because I paid more. But I can't accept when a game that's quite literally a copy-paste of another game with basically nothing new added to it, yet it prices itself even higher than the original game it copied. That just hurts my soul. We started paying more for less, and when we accept high prices for low effort content, we're telling the industry that we're okay with this behavior. This is a slow poison. It drains the community's limited resources so that, again, the good innovative game with less marketing goes unnoticed. One of the reasons they get away with this for so long is, I think, because of toxic positivity. In the cozy community, I feel like there's this unwritten rule that you have to be nice at all costs. If you point out that a game is bad and not worth your time or money, or if you say a creator is being toxic, there's definitely going to be a group of people who tell you to stop being a hater. That if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But that mindset is exactly how this poison spreads. Then they know they can do whatever they want because this community is too polite to fight back. They hide behind a wholesome aesthetic so they can avoid any real criticism. Being a kind community doesn't mean being a doormat. It doesn't mean we have to stay silent while our hobby is being poisoned from the inside out. I've recently come to learn real coziness requires boundaries. It requires us to say no to the people who are trying to exploit us. It requires us to take some kind of action when our peace is disturbed. If we keep pretending everything is fine just to keep the quote-unquote cozy vibes going, I'm afraid we're going to lose the very things that made this community special. I'm getting so tired tired of seeing the bad ones win. I'm tired of seeing low-effort games made by big companies get the spotlight while beautiful small projects die in obscurity. It really is starting to annoy me to see some genuinely super good games go so underrated when some bad ones take all the win. I want my hobby back. I want to be able to open Steam and feel pure excitement again, not excitement backed by dread. I saw my Instagram post from like 3 years ago talking about an amazing game called Videoverse and saying I wish I was a well-known game influencer sometimes just so I can help promote games like this. This game deserves way more recognition than it has. Honestly, that's the whole goal of this channel. It makes my day if I can help even one person discover their new favorite game, or if I help even one developer that poured their heart into their game share that game with a wider audience. From now on, I'll definitely be more careful to not fall into the hype of a popular game. If something looks and feels off, I'll definitely research even more, and I'm gonna keep finding the games that were made with love and talk about them here. I'm gonna keep supporting the developers who actually talk to their players and treat them like humans and not just numbers. I know this whole video was a bit negative, but I think this needed to be said. There are still so many incredible developers out there who deserve our attention. So let's start giving it to them instead of the people who think cozy gamers are naive fools. This hobby means the world to me. It's my coping mechanism and probably yours too if you're still here. So we need to look past the aesthetic and we need to start looking for the soul again. Thank you for listening to me vent. I know this was an unusual one for my channel, but I literally couldn't focus on the script I was writing for another video without getting this out first. In next week's video, I promise we will get back to the games that actually deserve your time, and we'll talk about all the nice cozy game releases of April with over 20 games. Until then, I want to recommend my 2 favorite games of 2026 so far, both indies released this year, Mythmatch and Cairn. I have a whole other review video on Cairn that I'll link in the description if you'd like to check it out, and a Mythmatch review video will probably be coming in a few weeks when I'm done with it. But yeah, I'd love to know what you think about the current state of the cozy gaming community, if you've also been feeling fed up. And yep, now that I got this out of my system, I can finally focus on writing the script for the other video I was making. I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Until then, stay cozy and bye bye!